The Kansas City Chiefs get surprising news that could be a game changer. So we're going to be going through that and 3 other stories in today's video. So make sure to like this video, and if you want more Kansas City Chiefs news content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel by hitting that red button down below. The first story is Chiefs get interesting news after Broncos game. The Kansas City Chiefs have nothing to play for during their final game of the season against the Denver Broncos. After defeating the Pittsburgh Steelers 29-10 on Christmas Day, the Chiefs clinch the #1 seed in the AFC, securing home field advantage and a first-round bye. While Chiefs quarterback Patrick Mahomes, tight end Travis Kelce, and the bulk of the team's starters will rest, they all traveled to Denver for the Week 18 matchup. Just before kickoff, however, the team got some bad news about their travel plans. CBS Sports' Tracy Wolfson posted, "Kansas City has to stay overnight in Denver because of weather issues in KC. 8 inches of snow have already fallen, and they are expecting up to 12 inches. There is 2 inches of ice underneath the snow, and airport is closed. They will leave tomorrow morning." Thankfully, the delay will be more of a nuisance than a major schedule detriment due to their first-round bye. However, for Mahomes, it may be a little nerve-wracking since his wife, Brittany Mahomes, is due any day with baby number 3. The Chiefs also had trouble getting to Denver before the game, as severe winter weather halted flights at Kansas City International Airport, the Kansas City Star reported. The team tried to leave earlier, but mechanical issues with the charter flight prevented the Chiefs from taking off. During the Kansas City Chiefs' 38-0 loss to the division rival Denver Broncos in Week 18, fans took to X, formerly Twitter, to accuse the Chiefs of throwing their regular season finale. "Chiefs didn't want to face us, plain and simple. They threw the game," one Bengals fan wrote. "Prove me wrong. Yes, our record isn't great, but showing our recent history with KC, we're a threat. They didn't want us in the playoffs." When the announcers say, "We are going to take you to a more competitive game because a 15-1 team is throwing the game," that's bad. And beyond shady, another person wrote. "Chiefs clearly throwing their game today," another person wrote. "Dolphins have most of their starters playing, but you'd think they were the ones throwing a game today the way they've played against the Jets." Another reason to hate the Chiefs. They legit scared of Joey coming back to Burrowhead. Of course, they would throw this game. He's their only threat, another person wrote. Kansas City's loss to Denver in Week 18 significantly impacted the playoff hopes for the Miami Dolphins and the Cincinnati Bengals. Because the Chiefs lost to the Broncos, Denver clinched the last wild card spot in the AFC, which bumped the Dolphins and Bengals out of playoff contention regardless of the outcomes of their respective Week 18 matchups. Based on the shared reactions on social media, there is a belief amongst some fans that the Chiefs lost so they didn't have to face the Bengals during the postseason. However, it was going to be very hard for Kansas City to win against a red-hot Broncos team when a majority of the Chiefs' starting lineup was sidelined for that game. The second story is the Chiefs have done something incredible this season. They've hit a 15-1 record for the first time in their history. On Christmas Day in Pittsburgh, they looked every bit like the best team in the league. In just a week, they could join an exclusive club as only the second team in NFL history to win 16 games in a season, even if they'll need to pull it off with backup players against Denver. But here's a question. When will Andy Reid, the coach behind this historic team, get the recognition he truly deserves? Reid has never won it during his time with the Chiefs, despite leading the team to 3 Super Bowl wins and breaking a decades-long championship drought for the franchise. As of now, Vegas sportsbooks rank him 3rd in the betting odds for Coach of the Year. He's behind Washington's Dan Quinn and the Vikings' Kevin O'Connell. Don't get me wrong, those coaches are great. But seriously, what more does Reid need to do to win? Does he have to be perfect? Would even a flawless 17-0 season be enough to finally get him the award? This year should make the answer clear. The Chiefs' record is incredible on its own, but the way they've achieved it is nothing short of amazing. This team has faced challenge after challenge and still come out on top. With all that happened, they tried, and talking of all is, before the season even started, they lost wide receiver Hollywood Brown to a 15-week clavicle injury. He was their second-best receiver. Then in week 2, their star running back Isaiah Pacheco got hurt and was out for months. 2 weeks later, their top wide receiver, Rashee Rice, was sidelined for the season. By that point, Rice was leading the league in receptions and was second in yards. Losing him was a massive blow. On top of that, the Chiefs have had to shuffle their offensive line all year. They've started 4 different left tackles to protect Patrick Mahomes, the most valuable quarterback in the game. Those replacements have included a rookie, a second-year player, a free agent signed late in the season, and even a natural left guard filling in at tackle. And still, the Chiefs kept winning. This season wasn't just about injuries, it was about adjusting and overcoming. When Brown went down, the Chiefs reworked their entire passing game. Instead of relying on long throws, they leaned on Rashee Rice to gain yards after short catches. After Rice's injury, they switched again, becoming a run-first team for the first time under Reid. Plan A didn't work. Plan B didn't either. But Plan C worked. The Chiefs have also had some wild moments along the way. 3 different kickers have made game-winning field goals as time expired, something no other NFL team has ever done. The Chiefs haven't just survived adversity, they've thrived in it. That's what makes this season special. Reid's coaching has been so good for so long that people might take it for granted. Some think the Coach of the Year award should go to someone who turns a bad team into a decent one, not someone who keeps a great team great. But that's unfair. Keeping a team at the top isn't easy. It takes constant adjustments, hard work, and leadership. Just look at other teams that have struggled to stay on top after a Super Bowl appearance. Kyle Shanahan's 49ers, for example, have missed the playoffs every time they've tried to follow up a Super Bowl run. This season, the Chiefs have faced one challenge after another, but Reid's coaching has been the glue holding everything together. And here's the best part. The team is peaking at the right time. Their offense has been clicking in the past few weeks, especially with Hollywood Brown's return and the rise of Xavier Worthy, a player who had a shaky start to the season. On Christmas Day in Pittsburgh, the Chiefs showed us what they're capable of. They're better now than they were when the season started, better than they were last month, and better than they were last week. Isn't that what coaching is all about? Improving your team, finding ways to win, and getting the best out of your players no matter the circumstances? If this season doesn't earn Andy Reid the Coach of the Year award, what will? A legacy? Then he has it. One of his former players, Michael Vick, has stepped into a new role as a college football head coach. Well, the third story is the bottom line. As long as Andy Reid is at the helm and Patrick Mahomes is under center, the Chiefs are always in the mix for top-tier talent. This time, the focus is on one of the NFL's most dominant defensive players, Micah Parsons, who has quickly become one of the hottest names in trade rumors. According to social media aggregator ML Football, the Chiefs are the second favorites to trade for Parsons if the Dallas Cowboys decide to part ways with their star linebacker. Bovada, a leading sports book, has confirmed these odds, sparking widespread speculation about what it would take for Kansas City to acquire the 25-year-old pass rusher. But why would the Cowboys even consider trading a player of Parsons' caliber, and how would his addition impact the Chiefs? Parsons, already a 3-time All-Pro, has accumulated 50 career sacks and 10 tackles for loss in just 62 regular season games. Though some might argue he's having a down year in 2024 thanks to an injury that forced him to miss 4 games, his numbers remain impressive. According to Pro Football Focus, Parsons is ranked 5th in pass rush win percentage and 3rd in their pass rushing productivity formula, which combines sacks, hits, and hurries. Despite a slightly lower sack total of 9.5 this season, Parsons remains one of the most disruptive forces in the NFL. His combination of speed, strength, and football IQ puts him on track to be one of the greatest pass rushers of his generation. The Cowboys, however, face a tricky financial situation heading into 2025. While Parsons is still on his fifth-year option, Dallas has just under $20 million in cap space for next season, with $21.3 million already tied up in Parsons' option. With quarterback Dak Prescott and wide receiver CeeDee Lamb both locked into hefty extensions, the Cowboys could struggle to keep Parsons in their long-term plans without making significant sacrifices elsewhere. Although Parsons has expressed his desire to remain in Dallas, emphasizing that he's more interested in winning championships than securing a $40 million payday, his future with the Cowboys remains uncertain. If Dallas can't work out a deal that satisfies both Parsons and their salary cap, a trade could be in the cards.